What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 56, and we start today's episode off by entering May. So yes, we have now arrived in May with a fully stocked academy, and we do decide to promote every single player that is available to be promoted. So of course, players need to be 16 or over to come out of your academy and sign a pro deal. You can't sign 15 years old, or I think you can get 14 years old in your academy, can't you? So we decided to promote all of these players, and there is a lot of them. Dingwall Paco Candea, who again we mentioned in the last episode, we're going to compare him to Myung-Ju. Fernandez Salas Marquez Lima, oh, these pronunciations are terrible. A goalkeeper who we just signed. Hyunjun Maluda, Martinez Felipe Depe, Pare Bulhos Aymeric, this is embarrassing, Whitehead Gavan, and also Yoshinio Rubinho. So all of these players who are available to be signed get promoted from our academy and will be going into our first team in today's episode. So we can take a look at the May update, exactly what it does to some of the players, and yeah, you'll be able to see their stats in just a moment's time. But aside from the youth academy stuff, we also take a look at the league table as we've entered May, 2 games to go, and after failing to secure big wins in our last 2 games, slipping up with a defeat to Celta Vigo and a last minute equaliser conceded against Valencia, we are unfortunately 3 points behind Sevilla, who are in 4th. So with 2 games to go, there's still a chance we could finish in 4th place, but it's very, very unlikely. However, we have guaranteed a 5th or 6th place finish, which does mean we have guaranteed Europa League football, if nothing else, for a 2nd successive season. So following that, all our academy players got promoted, and here they are. So you can see them all here. You can see some of the statuses. We have, I think it's 2 that are showing great potential, and 1 of them has the potential to be special. Now, who is that player? It's Dingwall Paco Candea, and now you can see the attributes of the players as well. It's Paco Candea. Now, in the last episode, we discussed Myung-Ju, who you just saw there, alongside Paco Candea. We promoted him pre-May, and both of those players looked very, very similar in our academies for overall and potential. They looked, not identical, but very similar, similar positions on the left wing, similar range of stats, and Paco Candea comes out of the academy 8 ratings higher than Myung-Ju, who's a 59 overall left winger. Paco Candea is 67 overall, so that's an 8 rating swing there, and Paco Candea has the potential to be special, which on the game is, I believe, 90 plus. And Myung-Ju doesn't have anything. He doesn't even have 80 plus potential at this rate. And Whitehead Gavin also signs. I've got to show you this one as well, but here he is. So yeah, it's an 8 rating swing for Paco Candea. They're the same age, and it's weird because, Myung-Ju and Paco Candea both have really weak physical stats, and I have no doubt in my mind that the people that have been doing videos on May boosts and when to promote your academy players, like I've been watching to get a good understanding of it, I have no doubt in my mind that they are all correct in the sense that when you promote a player in May, or post-May you should say, they won't grow in terms of their physicals. So Paco Candea may stay as slow as he is right now for the rest of his career, which is just bizarre, but it's EA for you, what can you do? But Myung-Ju may grow. However, because it's an 8 rating swing and Myung-Ju doesn't really have much potential, I still think it's probably better to promote your players in May, even if their physicals will never get to a very decent level. Maybe for wingers, it may be better to promote them pre-May, but for players like Myung-Ju, a 59 overall winger, even in this Racing Santander team, which, okay, it's made a lot of improvements, no one's going to deny that, but it's still very, very low rated, and he'd still struggle to get on the bench or even in the reserves. It's still probably better to promote the better player in May. Promote that player in May, so he gets a boost in his stats and probably potential. Even if his physicals will not grow, because you just won't have the time to develop a player who is so low rated. So I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting one. And again, you can feel free to comment and tell me what you'd prefer to do in terms of when you promote the players. But for me, I honestly believe even if those players won't grow in physicals, it's still probably better to promote them in May when it comes down to either using them for your team or even selling them on for a bigger profit in a few years' time. So it's really weird. The May boost is a very interesting thing. I guess it's all about sacrificing possible physical attributes for an immediate overall and better potential. But I don't know, I guess it depends what type of career mode player you are, or it depends, what your plans are with these players. Because, for me, I'm not going to spend my entire career developing a player who's 59 overall at the beginning, who may not even turn out to be great in the future, when I can promote a guy who will be great in the future just because his physicals will be lower. So yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting one regardless, but I thought I'd show you that just as an experiment, so you guys can see what the May update actually does and whether it's more beneficial to promote your players in May or not. Anyway, I've spent 5 minutes talking about that, so let's talk about what's going on the screen right now. We take on Real Valladolid for the penultimate game of the season in today's episode, and as you can see, it was a tense first half. We hit the bar, Valladolid hit the bar, but 8 minutes after the restart, Tunkara didn't hit the bar, but instead found the back of the net. 54 minutes in, and Mamadou Tunkara does indeed give us the lead here. Concha turns his man, rolls the ball through to him, and Tunkara picks his spot and makes it 1-0. So he scored 6 goals since arriving in January here in La Liga, and he is definitely going to be signed at the end of the season. A reminder, he is on loan from Lazio, and we do have a future fee arranged with the Italian club for £1.25 million, and you better believe he's done more than enough to secure a permanent deal here. So at the end of the season, and actually we'll see it in this episode as well, he will be staying with the club. But in the 54th minute, Valladolid did go close there. Sorry, 56th minute, Valladolid did go close there. The header going just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. But in the second half, after we got the goal, other than that chance for the home side, it was quite routine for us. We looked very, very good and could have made it 2-0 in the 78th minute here. Tunkara going forward, and he does indeed make it 2-0. Keeps his composure and puts it past the goalkeeper to make it Valladolid 0, Racing Santander 2. So an assist as well for Paco Candela, who just came off the bench, and in his first start for the club does get an assist as well, playing the ball through to Tunkara, who could not miss once he went one-on-one. So that's now 7 goals in La Liga for the guy, and yeah, he is definitely getting a permanent deal secured at the end of the season. But in the 90th minute here, as you can see, Tunkara did hit the bar from a close range, almost grabbing a hat-trick. Unfortunately for us, though, it did hit the bar and was cleared away. So final score was 2-0, so we keep ourselves in the race for 4th place. No doubt about that, we'll take it to the final day, but it's still very, very unlikely. But regardless, very pleased to get the win. Just pleased to make sure we won for the first time in 3 games, and yeah, we do keep ourselves in the race for the final Champions League place. Again, it's very, very, very unlikely that we will secure it, but at least we know we've got ourselves a chance. And as you'll see, we do take on Real Betis for the final game of La Liga here this season, and as you can see by my team, there were a lot of academy players out there. Paco Candela, Aguza, Rubinho was there too. We had Whitehead, Gavan starting at centre-back as well, Schwartz at left-back, and I think I had another one too. But still, we take on Real Betis, and as you can see by the league table, for the final game, Sevilla won their game, which means that coming into the final day, we'd have to win by 7 clear goals, and Sevilla would have to lose on the final day. Is that going to happen? No, probably not. So coming into the game, I wasn't really fussed. I mean, I thought I'd play the academy players just because I wanted to give them a test out, see how they look, see how they feel for the upcoming season, who's going to go out on loan, who's going to stay in the club and fight for a first team place. And the first chance would fall in the 45th minute here with Aymeric, one of our academy players, finding another academy player, Rubinho. Both of those guys have just signed pro contracts here at Racing Santander, and it's Rubinho who gets his first goal on his debut as well. So Aymeric plays it through, Rubinho runs clear, and he smashes it in at the near post. I think the goalkeeper should have saved it personally, but he doesn't, and it's Racing Santander 1, Betis 0, and it was how the game finished as well. I'll be honest, there were a couple of chances for either side, but really I didn't want this video to drag on for too long as we are ending the season and there was nothing we could do. So I just thought I'd show you the goal. Rubinho scored it. And it was a goal which, the goalkeeper should have saved, really. Let's be honest, it is near post, but he didn't. And we do get the win. So great to win with so many academy players out there. But yeah, we get the win. There were a couple of chances, but there wasn't really much point in showing it, to be honest. And there you go. But regardless, as you can see, the final league table looks like this. We do finish in 5th place. 3 points behind Sevilla in 4th, and 3 points ahead of Atletico Madrid in 6th. As you can see, the final Europa League place did go to Atletico Madrid. The team that missed out were our rivals, Bilbao. And they missed out on a place in 5th place by 10 points, 7 points to 6th place, but 10 points between us and the final place, which doesn't qualify for the first place that doesn't qualify for European place. So that's a really good gap, and we are showing a lot of signs of improvement here. I'm really enjoying the progression we're showing right now. Here's a look at the goalkeeper of the tournament, the Golden Boot winner, team of the season, and player of the tournament as well. As you can see as well, top goal scorers in La Liga. We didn't get a single player in 25 places. That is embarrassing, but it does go to show you what our problem was this season. top assists as well, and also top clean sheets. Now it's worth keeping in mind that Ruben Blanco did finishing in 13th place with 6 clean sheets, but actually he should have had 22 clean sheets and would have been the top clean sheet record holder in this season. The reason he only got listed as 6 is because we of course sent him out on loan and then took him back again to try and fix the potential glitch. So just keep in mind he would have won goalkeeper of the tournament had we not done that. Still, following that, we did see as well Mamadou Tounkara, the deal was up and we now have to make a choice. Would we sign him for £1.25 million or not? And of course, as I mentioned, it was always going to happen. Tounkara is going to come in and he will join the club. So Tounkara arrives on a permanent deal, and maybe next year we could have got him for even cheaper, but his valuation is now £1.3 million. He's shown more than enough quality to be a first team player here. So Tounkara comes in, and I'm happy with the signing. Here's a look at the U-Score monthly report. Cannot wait to promote this guy, young Han Alusi. He looks incredible. And 3 other players as well in our youth academy. They're all 15 years old, so can't be promoted until next season. And also a look at his squad report as well. So the final squad report with Racing Santander. This is how the players look in terms of their overalls, their attributes, their improvements they're making. And I got to be honest, we're going into the 4th season in the next episode. I have to say, I'm really, really impressed with what we've done so far. It's worth mentioning that here at Racing Santander, our budget is always going to be relatively small, at least for the first 5 or possibly even 6 season. We're never going to be, getting like £30+ million to just spend and buy loads of really good players. So with the budget we've been having, with the small budgets and the financial problems, relying on youth players, relying on players who are very low overall, I'm impressed with where we've taken this squad in just 3 seasons. There are so many players 70+ right now. Next season with Pedro Obiang coming in as well, Oliver Torres looking very handy too, and also worth noting that Carlos Blanco, our centre back, looks really good as well. There's a definite chance that we could have some players going into the 80s during next season, which is fantastic, which means that there could be a chance we could get a player next season getting called up for the Spain squad for the first time ever, which of course is the point of the series. So yeah, everything's looking really good. Here's a look at the stats as well, how the players did in terms of their assists, goals, clean sheets, and etc, etc. And yeah, it's looking good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that if you're watching this series and you've watched other series of mine where I've been, getting players like Hazard and Bale and Ronaldo and whoever else, you're probably sitting there thinking, this is a really poor team. And in all fairness, when you compare the two, it is. But when you think about where we started with Racing Santander, so many players in the 50s, hardly any even in the 60s, I feel like we've done a pretty decent job in 3 seasons with a poor budget. We've delivered European football, we've won the Copa del Rey, we're showing signs of progression season by season, and I'm liking what we're doing right now. Next season, I hope to sign possibly a new striker, maybe a new winger as well, and possibly a new defensive player. But for the most part, really enjoying the series. This season was a very successful one, and hopefully next season will be just as successful as well. And my aim is definitely try and get into the Champions League places. But as you can see, we send out our 5-star experience and judgment youth scout as well to Spain for another 9 months. We're going to look for a winger. And as you can see, that does indeed end the episode. So thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I really do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please do leave a like, as it is much appreciated. And of course, it really does help my channel out. And I will see you for the next episode of Club and Country, which will of course be episode number 57, where we'll be starting the new season, the 4th season with Racing Santander, very soon.